Okay. Okay, so good morning, everybody. And please, feel free to pipe in if you have any requests or anything during the class, doesn't matter. It's great, actually. All right, anything? One more time? Okay.
Lower back, maybe?
Lower back. Hey, I can relate. I did, anyway, that sounds good. And then all the connecting parts, I would hope, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'll tell you what, just take a few steps in place and with your eyes open this time, starting with that, notice how the weight is distributed on your feet. And it's so automatic for me to close my eyes. It's maybe the case for you, but before you do that, see if you can sense the weight distribution. So you might feel more weight on one side than the other, and maybe not. And then close your eyes and let's do the same thing. So in this case, let's just take a nice deep breath in through the nose if you can, and out through your mouth or nose. Of course, if there's, it's hard to breathe through your nose, just get the air in and out. So a nice deep breath in and out, and notice where that weight is on the feet. And I will do my best to test this at the end. And then we'll do some other things as well. So as you stand here and you're just breathing normally, think of opening up your feet. And that means spreading the toes, okay? Really push down through the floor. Feel yourself pushing down and your spine lengthening. And then let's focus on the breath, okay? So nice deep breaths in and out. And think of them as round and full breaths. And see if you can feel the lungs fill up, press out on the rib cage in all directions. And that means as you breathe in and out, see if you can feel your abdominal wall push out. And again, that's in all directions because your abdominals wrap around the back of your body in your lower back. And just feel how nice that is to get that oxygen in and the carbon dioxide out. And as you breathe, remember, press down through the floor. Just feel your weight, the pressure of your feet, onto the floor, extending through the floor, right down into the earth, through the top of the head. And how much space that gives your spine. And you might even feel as you press your feet into the floor that you'll feel activation up your legs and your glutes. And that's a good thing, because otherwise you'd be kind of a blob on the floor, right? So nice deep breaths in and out. And then just think of your scalp or feel your scalp and your facial muscles just relax. All those tissues around your eyes, down through your cheeks. And I want you to just scan through your body, down through the neck and the shoulders and arms. Keep the focus on that breath as well. And just notice how you feel standing here. You guys that have the lower back issues, like there might be some pain there, or a knee, or anything. Do you notice that it just kind of dissipates? It just kind of fades into the background as you focus on the breath and that nice, tall, standing posture. Good. Great. And now just gently open your eyes if they're not open already, and bring your feet kind of wide, a little bit wider than the pelvis. Turn the feet outward and then go ahead into a squat and just notice, hey, does that feel like it's easy, hard? Do your heels come up? Just notice, and then come up into standing And then we'll do our good old hangover test, which is where the legs stay straight. And the reason I asked to have the legs straight is that we test it at the end. And it's easier to measure it from straight legs rather than how much did you bend them, okay? When you tested it, come up into standing, beautiful, and then test your balance. So come off the floor with one foot into a right angle. Nice deep breath. And then let's switch to the other side. Just feel, how is that? How's that balance? And maybe it's great today. It's better on one foot than the other. Come down into hip width apart with the feet and the feet straight, and squeeze and release your glutes. Okay, so really squeeze and release, not using your abdominals. And again, think of standing up really tall. So pressing through the feet, your toes are spread, and just squeeze, release the glutes. And if it's hard to do, okay, then please turn your feet outward, and it may just be a bit easier. Squeeze and release. So think of all those good glute muscles. Glutes are big stabilizers for when you walk. Stabilize the low back. Okay. Stabilize a lot of things. Okay. Step forward on the left foot. Okay, so you're going to take a step like you're walking away. Squeeze and release your glutes here. And spread those toes. Make sure all the little toe pads are on the floor. Okay, you might, because people unconsciously do things like lift the toes up. You know, your eyes may be going here, there, and everywhere. Squeeze and release those glutes. Relax the gaze. Maybe the gaze is on the horizon or down on the floor. Okay, step back on that foot. Let's step forward on the other foot. Okay, both feet as straight as you can. However, always, if you are feeling like something's tweaking through your knee or hip and you need to turn your feet outward or in some direction to accommodate that for now, please do that. So squeeze, release the glutes. Squeeze, release the glutes. Standing up nice and tall. Good. Okay. Bring the feet hip width apart again. Bring the arms out in front of you. Reach the arms right out in front of your chest like you're holding a big ball. Okay. Fingers are spread. Feet are pushing down through the floor. And then keep the arms straight. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and then reach away. So you're pistoning your arms, and the goal here is that you feel your shoulder blades kind of spread away from the spine as you reach out, and then squeeze towards the spine as you squeeze in. So reach and squeeze and reach and squeeze, and then just come to a neutral place with that. And then bring your arms up as high over your head as your elbows will stay straight. And I'm going to turn sideways. And as much as the ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and your ears stay over each other. Nice deep breaths up, reach up to the sky, and then turn the hands outward and bring the arms down by your side, and then roll the shoulders forward. Big shoulder rolls. Stand nice and tall, pushing through the floor. Okay, 2 more. Excellent, and then roll back. Now, as you pull your shoulder blades and your shoulders around in a circle, think of the shoulder blades scrubbing your rib cage. So the arms stay straight, and the hands even turn, the arms turn forward, so the palms are a little bit forward as you roll back across the rib cage. Good, forward again. And just notice if you're feeling this through your neck, or are you using your mid-back? And again, that is the goal. The mid-back does the work, not your neck. Okay, 1 more forward and backwards again. Big shoulder rolls back. Okay. I'm going to follow in the thread of Friday's class, and I'm going to have you go down on the floor for now. We're going to be moving around, front, back, side, all of that. But let's put your legs up over a chair into static back. Make sure you have your blocks, whether they're big, nice Egoscue blocks or your yoga blocks, and a strap right near you. I'm gonna move this camera down. I'll get my trusty bench. And you want to kind of slide your bum right up to that object that you've got your legs over. Okay, so that you're really at a nice right angle. Okay, and I'll be moving around angle wise so you can maybe see different things that I'm doing. So when you're here, you're going to just let your knees drop out to the side. Okay, the arms come out to the side, palms up, and then lengthen your back. So I kind of push through my arms. I think of like a snake myself longer. Let the knees drop out. Palms are up. You can close your eyes if you like. And then just take some nice deep breaths, full breaths. Or whatever, size breath you'd like to do. Just get your awareness to that breath, into the lungs, through the rib cage, through the rest of the body. Just let yourself settle here. You're not trying to press your lower back into the floor. You're not trying to make it straight. Just let the angle of this position do its job. Okay, so now hips and shoulders, we're asking them to settle into a more aligned place, one on top of the other. Just notice if you feel more weight on one side of your pelvis, or it's in the middle of your pelvis, you feel equal, feel twisted. Just notice it. Don't try to change it. We'll do that as we go. Nice deep breaths. Okay, you're gonna take your block. I'm gonna take the Egoscue block right today and bring it bring it in between your knees, or if you have the yoga block, probably between your thighs. Okay, I have it resting against the bench here as I do this. So I'm gonna squeeze, release the block, squeeze and release, just leg work. I love this position because it's harder to use your abdominals by accident here. So we just want the legs to do the work. And feel, you can do it nice and slow. So you're squeeze, release, squeeze, release. It's kind of that rhythm. And drive that work right into the pelvis. Maybe you feel it into your sacrum, that lower back part, in a good way. Squeeze, release, squeeze, and release. Okay, one more squeeze and release. Take the block out. Let your knees drop out, maybe even more. Often what this one does is, believe it or not, through activating your adductors, you're getting your back to release, and the hip joints, I should say. Just let this position do its job. Okay, bring your arms over your chest, wide. Okay, this is wider than shoulder width. Some of you like to do the clasped hands together, that's fine. So as you reach over your head, your elbows stay really straight. And if you notice, wow, you get to a certain point, you're not touching the floor yet with your thumbs, then, and your elbows bend, then just stop there. Come back up over the chest. So we're just going back and forth. Back and forth. And if there's any shoulder tweaking going on, you can bring your arms even wider, but do respect your shoulder joint. We don't want that to get tweaked. That seems to be my word today. Back and forth over your head. Okay, now take the strap. I'm going to turn my head towards you, and you're going to grab the strap rather wide. Now notice, I am turning my palms towards each other. That might feel a little awkward, but if you just grab the strap and pull against it, I'm going to activate my shoulder blades to keep my arms straight and reach back over your head. Now, again, if the shoulder joint doesn't like this one, you might want to go even wider or not do the strap. Okay, so just figure out what's going to work for you. I'm pulling just gently against the strap, but I can feel more activation through my shoulder blades. Back and forth. Okay, let's go for 2 more. Good, okay. Strap goes away, arms are out to the side, palms up, squeeze and release your shoulder blades together. And using that mid back, not your neck muscles. So really, if that's the case, when you squeeze your shoulder blades, think of the bottom part of your shoulder blades squeezing and releasing. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze and release. Now bend your elbows so you have like a goalpost angle to the arms, and then squeeze and release the shoulder blades again. So you're squeezing and releasing, just changes the angle of the muscles in your back. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Excellent. Okay, take the strap again. The strap loop is going to go over both feet to above your knees, and you're going to tighten it to the point where your knees are about hip width apart. Might have to do a little micro adjustments. Arms go out to the side again. Press, release against that strap. Press and release. Now, again, abdominals, pelvis, etc. are quiet, and the action comes from pressing out on the strap, activating the legs all the way to through the side of the legs to the glutes. And this one in particular, you might really feel in your sacrum. So push out, release, push out, release. And when I say that, that would be in a good way. Press out, release, press, release, press and release. You can play with the width of it, definitely, just to get a sense of how it might feel different together, you know, your knees closer or a little bit wider. So press, release. Now hold it as you press out. So just a steady pressure. Those of you that can do the arm glides, that's where the hands drop back and you glide your arms like you're making a candle flame over your head. Do it. And then others that the shoulder doesn't allow that, reverse presses, which we just did the last part, which is squeezing and releasing your shoulder blades, either with your elbows bent or the arms out to the side. So if you can do it, do the arm glides, keeping the pressure on the strap steady. A little bit of a challenge if you're doing reverse presses, because that one is a squeeze release. And so you have to teach your brain to hold the strap steady while you do a movement that's activating and deactivating. So press out on the strap with the arm glides. Just 2 more here. Great. Okay, good. Take the strap off. Let's get the bench or move away from the chair or bench. And then what I want you to do is put your feet on the wall. So you're going to be at a right angle. I'm going to move the camera just a bit so you can see this without, you know, what do I say? Taking the brightness too bright. Okay, so make sure the blocks and strap are near you again. Okay. I just say, don't go anywhere without the block and strap. Okay, so you're at right angles, your feet are on the wall, hip width apart, arms are out to the side, palms up, and then rotate, or bring your knees away from each other, pressing the side of your feet into the wall and then back in. So out and in, we're moving the femur joint into what you call external rotation, and then more of a neutral, but a little bit internal. So just notice what tensions you might feel from the hip joint down to the foot or feet. Notice if one foot is particularly wants to turn outward as you go out. Now, what I want you to do is straighten the side of your feet and press the side of your feet. So your soles of your feet come off because you're turning on your ankles here. And you might just find like, wow, I feel a little bit more tension in one hip than the other as you go in and out. In and out. Okay, one more out and in. And then cross your right ankle on your left knee. Make sure the ankle bone's all the way on the other side of the thigh. And then press that right knee towards the wall without your hands, okay? You might have to lengthen your back a little bit. If it's hard to do this with your body in the right angles, just put the foot that's on the wall on the floor. Okay, so just hold this, press, press. And I like to kind of snow angel my arms over my head in these positions just to feel, hey, maybe there's a connection here. Okay, switch legs, press outward, feel that pressure. How does it feel different on one side versus the other? Excellent. Okay, let's take the block. You're going to bring the block between your knees or thighs again. And tell you what, I'm going to turn this way so my feet are on the couch. You can see a straight shot. Squeeze and release that block again. So feet are on the wall, squeezing and releasing that block. Squeeze, release. Squeeze and release. Let's go for 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Good. Let's take the block out. Bring your body away from the wall. Straighten out. So you're going to be lying on the floor. Let me just move this back. With your left leg out straight. Okay. The right knee is bent. So left leg is out straight. Flex this ankle on the left side. Tighten the thigh, push through the heel, like somebody's giving you traction, rotate the leg in and out. So as you turn in and out, I'm going to turn my foot towards you because I want you to see I'm moving from the hip joint and the foot ankle go for the ride. So what will happen is your brain sometimes will try to trick you to think that your leg can go in a whole heck of a lot more than it really can by turning the ankle. So I'm not turning my ankle at all. So I'm pushing through the heel and I can feel that rotation right at the hip joint. Just a little fun fact, if you will. Your femur should roll out more than in. It's just the shape of the femur. Okay, switch legs. Now my right leg is straight. Tighten the thigh, flex the ankle, spread the toes even, and rotate in and out. In and out. Rotating. Okay, switch legs again. You're gonna do this is kind of like self hip traction, but with some action, right? So we're activating the leg muscles to rotate in the hip joints. And we're working our way towards stabilizing the spine so the legs and arms can move properly. Okay, switch again. Out you go. Flex the ankle, spread those toes, rotating in and out. Good. Okay, bend your knees. Okay, feet are hip width apart. Let's go right into a bridge. So up and down. So up and down. Now notice as you go up, are all your toes touching the floor? Okay, try to keep your feet, the toes touching and the feet on the floor. So up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, come up, stay up here. My left foot is a standing foot. My right foot leg is going to kick out straight, but keep that right leg. So stay up here, push through the standing foot. Your right leg is straight and parallel, the top of it to the bent knee. Flex the ankle. Okay, switch. Now my left leg's up. Top of my left thigh is equal to my bent right knee, pushing through the right foot. Switch again. And this should activate those glutes. Flex, push, switch. Okay, 2 more on each side. Kicking, switch. Okay, 1 more on each side, boom. Keep that form, right? Good, okay, bring your bum back down on the ground, squeeze and release your glute muscles. Okay, knees are bent, squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze, release. Okay, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go over on your stomach. We're going to do a floor block. So that's going to mean you're going to use either your low blocks, I call these the yoga blocks, or the high blocks. That's the Egoscue ones, or actually no blocks whatsoever. So you want to make sure the shoulder joints are okay. I am going to time this one. And so nice and long through your torso. I put my hands and part of my wrists up on the blocks. Okay, you're going to do that grip with your fingers. So try to flatten the palms. Forehead goes down on the ground. Lengthen your body and turn the arms out from the shoulder joints and hold it. Okay, so a little pressure downward too can be very helpful in that you can feel your shoulder blades better. You can feel that mid back is more accurate. Let your glutes relax, the heels drop out. Just gonna have a little drink of water. You're about 30 seconds in. Remember to lengthen your body as you go, because you might find as your shoulder, upper back kind of releases, feels like the shoulder blades can move on the rib cage. You might just feel like you got some length going on, a little bit more height. You can wiggle back and forth. It just gives you, a read on how that feels. Okay, bring your arms out to a Y position. Re-engage the hands, flat palms. That karate chop position or golfer's grip. Tuck the chin, lengthen the body, rotate the arms out. Nice deep breaths. Relax your bum. Pressing down a little bit. And then come out to a T position. Again, lengthen the body, re-engage the hands, rotate the arms back, pull the shoulder blades kind of back and down. And I sometimes like to just rotate my whole body left to right, just wiggling myself longer. By the way, if your lower back is a little bit annoyed by being in this position, you could just roll a towel up underneath your pelvis. Just give it a little support there. Really focus on getting those shoulder blades to rotate back and down. Good. Okay, let's relax out of that. Okay, take your hands under your forehead now. Okay, bring the right leg out to the side in the commando crawl stretch. So that's it, makes the knee at right angles. Act like somebody's pulling your knee away from the hip joint. Tuck your bum a little bit on that side. Kind of press the knee ankle into the floor, and you will get a big, nice pull in that groin, or a small one. Good. And then switch legs. So that leg comes down and then switch to the other one. Reach the knee away from the hip joint. Tuck the bum. Push the knee and ankle into the floor. Nice deep breaths. Okay, and then switch again to the other side. We'll do one more on each side. And then switch again. Tuck your bum, push that knee and ankle into the floor. Good. Okay, bring your legs hip width apart, bend both knees, keep them hip width apart, flex the ankles, rotate left to right. So you're windshield wipering the legs left to right. You want to be up on your elbows in that modified low cobra. That's fine as well, of course. And then bring your knees a little bit wider. Same thing, go left to right, left to right. Good. Okay. Now, hands definitely come under your forehead here. We're going to do the active wishbone. Knees come together. Knees are bent. Ankles are flexed. Bring the legs away from each other and then back in. So out and in, out and in. Bring them out. If you find your knees kind of going away from each other, bring them back in, push them together, out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in, out and in. Good. Bring the knees wide. Soles of the feet go together. Press and release the soles of your feet. So as you press, the legs are activated right up to your glutes. Push and release. Push, release. Push and release. Let's go for 2 more. Push, hold it, release. Push and release. Good. Legs come down. Curl the toes under. Okay, I'm going to come up on my elbows for this one. You can have your head down too. So curl the toes under. If you can't, your feet can remain flat. Tighten your thighs. So now your knees come up off the floor, and then I want you to stretch through your feet so that as you point, you're going to stretch them out. You are landing on the tops of your feet. Curl them under again. Tighten the thighs. Reach through the feet. Big stretch here. Great. Now bring the legs wide. I'm going to move up here. Okay. You're going to do the same thing. Curl the toes under, tighten the thighs, and stretch your feet out. Nice. Okay. Now let's go over on your back. So from here, left leg goes out straight. You're going to bend your right knee. Keep the right leg in tabletop, flex the ankle, and now circle the knee around. So we're doing knee circles. Think of like you're mixing something in your hip joint. This circle, which really is, again, the size of a basketball, pretty much, you're rotating around, drawing that on the ceiling, and the top of your circle, it's not much higher than your belly button. So if you rest your hand, one of your hands on the middle of your abdominals, right about where your stomach is, you're going to feel your abdominals working. They have to stabilize. This is a very dynamic exercise, even though it seems rather subtle. Okay, switch to the other direction. So you're activating your abdominals, but you're also activating what you call your primary hip flexors and your secondary. That's psoas iliacus. That's the primary, and then your quads, your thigh muscles. So stabilizing through the spine. Okay, good. Your thigh should be working. You should, that's the goal. Okay, right leg goes out straight, then the left, flex the ankle, rotate around. Circle around. Nice circle here. Swinkle it. Good circle. And now the other direction. Again, if you want to put your hand right on the where your stomach is, like that's right at the base, kind of that V where your rib cage comes up to your sternum. You'll feel those great abdominal muscles working. Okay, good. Okay, relax down. Now straighten the left leg out, grab underneath your right knee or just hold it up, ankle circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're gonna go to 20. Keep the straight leg engaged. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, just the ankle, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, point and flex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, right leg goes out straight, flex the ankle, keep that thigh engaged. Other leg comes up, circle on that ankle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Point and flex now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Okay, take the strap. The strap's going to come up over the knees and you're going to put the block between your feet. So that double switch, and I'm going to use a yoga block because I know a lot of you have that one. You got to kind of arrange the strap width to accommodate being able to push out on the strap and in on the block at the same time, or roughly the same time. So press out, push in, release. So you might have to, again, micro adjust this strap just to have that work. Both feet are flat on the floor. You press out, push in, release, push out, press in, release. So you're not moving your pelvis, which means that you're not using your abdominals. You're trying to get the work to happen from the strap and the block up the legs to the pelvis, and then kind of deep into that sacrum. So push out, press in, toes stay flat, release. Push out, press in. If I could say push out, press in at the same time, I would, but you know how to do this. Okay, out and in and releasing. Out, in, release. Pushing out, pressing in, releasing. Oh, this is great, seeing a blue sky above me. It's been a while. Push out, press in, release. Push out, press in, release. Pushing out, pressing in, releasing. Really drive that work right up into the pelvis. See if it feels equal, or maybe one side's working harder than the other. Good. One more here and release. Let's switch it. So now the strap comes down at your ankles. Tighten it up just a bit, because that's going to help you keep everything in line. So you push in on the block here and press out on the strap and release. Press in, out, and release. Pressing in and out, release. In, out, release. Excuse me. Press in and out and release. Keep going. Tighten mine a little bit. It is amazing how 1/8 of an inch or less of adjusting the strap can make a difference. That means narrower or wider. So press out, push in, release. Push out, in, release. Out and in, release. That's kind of the rhythm of it. So not too fast. Want to really drive that work into the pelvis. Out and in, release. Okay, let's go for 4 more. Push in, out, release. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Release. Okay, block is going to stay there. Take the strap off, come up into tabletop here. Okay, so squeeze that block, flex the ankles, keep the lower legs parallel to the floor, and then rotate left to right. Okay, so you're using your abs really to stabilize that your arms stay on the floor. So if I go to the right, I'm going to look left, but my left arm stays on the floor. Same thing, but opposite when I go the other way. So back and forth. Just rolling back and forth on the back of your sacrum or your pelvis, more accurately. And you might find that your back is lengthening as you do this. Back and forth. Okay, now come to a tabletop and then circle around. So the circle or oval around, as I think of it. So it's like you're rocking around on the back of your pelvis, and you're just going around and around on the back of the pelvis. The top of this circle is again not much higher than your belly button. Thighs work a little bit, but more you feel your abs. Okay, and now the other direction. Good. Okay, so from here, you're going to bring take the block out, come back into tabletop, take your right hand, it goes on the top of your thigh, just above your knee. So right here, my left hand grabs underneath the left knee. So my ankles stay flexed. I'm going to push my right knee against my left hand. So there's resistance. I'm going to pull my left thigh against my left hand. I'm offering resistance. So I'm only moving a tiny bit, but I'm going to hold this. Hold it, and then release a little bit, and then push, pull. Drive that work into the pelvis, release, or sacrum. Push, pull, release. Push and pull. Release. Let's go 2 more. Push against the right hand, pull against the left hand, release. 1 more. Pull, push, release. Now switch it. Your right hand goes under your right thigh, left hand goes on the top of your thigh. Pull against your left, or resist your left hand, pull against your right hand, release. Pull, push, release. There you go, and release. Push, pull. Now hold this a little longer. Push and pull, and release. Push and pull, release. Okay, 3 more. Push and pull, release. Push and pull, release, one more, push and pull, release. Okay, relax down for a moment. Squeeze and release your glutes. One more time, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze and release. So you're not moving your pelvis, which means no abs in this, just the glutes. Okay, 3 really strong ones. 1, 2, 3. Take the block back between your knees, interlace your hands under your head. Now really interlace them, okay? You're creating what I call a basket for your skull. My thumbs really curl kind of and support the base of my skull or your occiput. I'm going to look back behind me. My elbows stay equal to my ears and come straight up into a crunch. Hold the block, hold it up here. Now, lengthen your neck. Lengthen your neck. You can even wiggle left to right. Keep the elbows back and then touch back down. Come right back up and back down. Up, down. Make this easy by using your abdominals way down low. Okay, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now, if the neck is really tight or there's, you've had surgery, or in that case, you might not be doing abs, but, or in the past, I should say, you can do completely the opposite of what I'm saying. So up and down, what it looks like, I'm going to show you here just as a interim. I'm going to pull my elbows towards my eyes. I'm going to curl my chin, so my chin's touching my chest, and I'm going to just curl up and down. So that is another way to do it if there is any neck issue that's pretty, this is bothering you. It actually can help release the neck. And I, in general, try to teach this because this way of doing abdominals isn't really taught a lot. So we want to open up the chest ultimately, make that upper back nice and wide and strong. Okay, 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, relax down. Wiggle your tail a little bit. Okay, now left to right. So left to right. You're keeping the elbows back again. Left, right. The work comes from the abdominals. Left, right. There's 3. Left, touch down, right. Left, right, left, right. Kind of casting your eyesight back on the ceiling or the wall behind you is helpful. Right, left, and right. Touch down, left, and right. I touch my hands down in between each iteration of like left to right, back and forth, left, right. Keep that block squeezed. You guys that know this one, you can make it harder by lifting and lowering your feet just a little bit, or going into tabletop. They change it up. Okay, let's go for 3 more. Left to right. There's 1. Left, right, 2, and 1 more. Left, long neck, right. There you go. Okay, take the block out. Let's go into an upper spinal floor twist. So let's go to your left side. Okay. Hands are, your body's at right angles. If you need a towel on your head so your neck's not tweaked there, start with the hands closed like this, like your book. Now, as you rotate, what we're going to do is you're going to take your right hand and you're going to rotate your arm back, but let's do it up at an angle. My left hand, by the way, is going to grab my top knee. I'm going to rotate like so. So my hand, I can see my hand. If the shoulder is bugging you, you're going to bend your elbow. So in that case, your elbow. You're going to keep your eyes on your elbow or your hand. Wiggle the fingers. Nice deep breaths here. If your hand disappears out of your eyesight, I mean both eyes, then you are rotating the shoulder joint past where that spine and all those muscles are actually connected to it properly. So nice deep breaths. Reaching through the hand, wiggle the fingers. You can rotate your wrists around, looking at your hand. Nice deep breaths here. And then if you like, circle that arm around, it's like a clock hand, a second hand. And it swings over the hip, over the head, over the back, reaching through that hand. Good. And then go the other way. Wink. Good. And then drop the arm back again. Reach, reach, reach. Notice if it goes back further. Now your hand's going to come, left hand's going to come off your knee, back on the floor. Close the right hand to the left hand. Reach the right hand past the left. Switch to the other side. Okay. You guys that need to modify anything or do a different exercise, you know who you are, right? Okay. Again, you're going to bring your arm, you're rotating from the spine as the hand comes back or the arm comes back or the elbow. Grab the top knee with the right hand or the opposite one. So you're basically holding the knee in its place. You're reaching, looking at the hand. Do not let this hand go out of your eyesight. Nice deep breaths here. Nice deep breaths. Oh, and by the way, if the back is bugging you, you can put a pillow between your knees. Nice deep breaths. Okay, rotate the arm around. Big circle. Or the elbow. Or just hang there and breathe. Okay, other direction. Let the arm drop back again, keeping your eyes on the hand, eyes on the prize, right? Ah, nice deep breath. Hand comes off the knee that you're holding it with. Holding it with, and then close back up. Reach the top hand past the bottom one. Let's go over on your back. Cross your right ankle on your left knee. Push the right knee away with your hip muscle, not your hands. Lift the left foot off the floor. Now, if your right knee does not push out very much, like it's in your face, please keep your left foot on the floor. So this is all abdominal hip work. I like to kind of rock left to right to lengthen my back, but I am pulling the left thigh towards me and pushing the right knee away, okay? Nice deep breaths here. We're just going to do a short one here. Stabilizing the pelvis, the back, the spine. Okay, left foot comes down and let's switch sides. Now take the right foot off. Push that left knee away, pull the right thigh towards you. Push, pull. Nice. You can rock back and forth. Notice which side might feel tighter. Push, pull. Good. Okay, bring that foot down. Let's go over on to your hands and knees. We're going to do a cat and dog action, or what we call raccoon and sway back horse. Hands should be a little bit wider than hip width. Arms straight up into that raccoon or cat, down into the sway back horse. So squeeze the shoulder blades together. Let the arms stay straight, okay? And then up and down. So as you do this, really focus on the upper back. And as the shoulder blades come together, particularly in the sway back horse, only let your back arch in the low back part as much as it's in relation to the upper back. Let you think about that one. Okay. And the same thing goes for looking up. You really do not need to throw your head up. We don't need to do overextension in the neck and the low back. You want that action to come from the entire spine and being, okay? Back and forth, back and forth. Okay, come to a standstill. Reach the right foot back. Keep the toes on the floor. You're flexing the ankle. Push the shoulder blades together. Very important to hold those shoulder blades together. Lift that right foot off the floor, the whole leg, with your glutes. Keep the front of your pelvis parallel to the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Right arm punches forward. Squeeze, especially the standing arm, that shoulder blade down. Punch. And then bring the hand and leg down. Reach the left leg back, flex the ankle, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the leg, the heel, the whole leg, and lift with your glute. Punch the other arm, the right arm, opposite, forward, squeeze the shoulder blade, the standing arm shoulder blade down. A little bit you're punching one. Now, when you lift your leg, that leg does not come up above your bum. Okay, switch. And have you do 2 more, holding it. Hold, hold, hold. I keep my neck fairly straight. I don't throw my head up too much. Okay, and then switch. And the reason is I'm just trying to get you to be connected to the whole spine, because guess what? Your spine goes into your skull. It connects your head onto the rest of you. Okay, and switch. Boink. Oh, heck, let's do 1 more on each side. Hold it. 1, hold it. Okay, switch. Nice. Okay, nice wide child's pose, stretch, glide. Keep the hands on the ground. The elbows and arms are off the floor if you can. If your shoulders bug you, bend your elbows. Okay. The goal is that your forehead can go on the floor. You get a nice stretch and pull through the upper back. And my bum stays off my heels. So I'm trying to pull my chest towards my knees without sliding my hands back. You can wiggle left to right. Beautiful. Okay, come up into standing. And gosh, it's already 8:59. I can't believe it. Let's do this. Kick your right leg out. So I'm standing nice and tall on my left leg. Push through that standing foot. My right foot's forward, flex the ankle, and keep the thigh tight. Lift the leg up. You can bring your arms out to the side. Okay, now scrunch the ends of those knuckles. We're going to do arm circles here. Reach the knuckles, rotate the arms forward. So the thumbs are pointing forward. I'm using my shoulder blades to activate. Keep my upper back stable right to my foot. Keep the eyes on the horizon, or gently on a spot that you feel you can hold this. Okay, turn the palms up, go back up and over, or palms upward. Keep the grip, keep the leg up. If you lose your balance, just touch your foot back down and start over. Okay, switch sides. Left leg straight, standing nice and tall on the right one, lift the leg up. Beautiful. Bring the arms out to the side. Rotate forward. So arm circles. Okay, flip the palms up, go back up and over. Awesome. Okay, bring that leg down. I'm not timing that one today. Wiggle it out, bring the legs wide. Tighten your thighs, bring your hands on the back of your pelvis or grab the side of your hips, okay? Tighten your thighs. Go ahead and hinge at the hip joints, pull the elbows towards each other. Side of the feet, again, they're straight, tight thighs. Reach to the back of your pelvis. Keep the neck straight. Wiggle left to right. Good, and then let your arms go, shake it out, test your hangover. Okay, legs go wide, test the squat. And then feet hip width apart, close your eyes for a moment. Push through the ground, right? So you feel your feet pressuring through the ground, your spine straight. And notice how the weight is distributed on your feet left to right. And I hope that helped. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And there you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,